Great grand rising, grand afternoon, grand evening, wherever you are tuning in from in this beautiful, beautiful world that we are living in. This is Ilona Sanders. Welcome to another episode of Spiritual Success TV Live, where we are lighting the way to help you create a clear path forward on your personal and spiritual journey. With that being said, beloved, let me just get that going right there. Come on in, take this moment. Let your friends, family know Spiritual Success TV is live. With that being said, let's do what we do over here, and that is let us activate the success mind. We're going to sit with our feet flat back, straight, hand on heart, hand on core. Take a good, healing, deep breath in and exhale. Let everything come present right here to the sacred moment and relax. And relax. And relax. Deep breath in and exhale. We turn the focus and attention inward to the rich inner life of the kingdom of God that is within, where there's infinite power, infinite potential, infinite peace, joy, happiness. We're so thankful and grateful. One more for the power of three. A good, healing, deep breath in and exhale. Thankful and grateful for another day, for another opportunity. Let me see if I can get Facebook here. I am here. Let me turn this volume down. All right, lovelies, we are here in the second week of January 2024. Grand Rising, Reese, Grand Rising, Lucina, thanks for joining us live. Andrea, thanks for joining us live. Come on in, and let's get this party started. So, beloved, as we are here, go ahead and give me a great Grand Rising. Let me see who's here. Yes. Let me see who's here. All right. Okay. So with that being said, beloved, yes, let's get this party started. I am excited about where we have landed. I want to take a moment just to acknowledge all of you that may have already had some serious challenges coming into 2024. I want you to know that you are divinely supported. I want you to know that our heart and our prayers is covering this community. Wherever you are hearing us, we are covering you and covering you live. So we're so thankful and grateful for another opportunity to be here. With that being said, let's jump right in. So coming in at the top of the year, we had 7 days of first word prophetic release, and I couldn't release everything, but I started releasing in our community. Grand Rising, thanks for joining us live. And I started sharing more. On YouTube, give me a thumbs up, give me a Grand Rising, let me know that you're here because we can see your comments live. All right, let's do this. Today, I want to talk about one of the mandates that we had for coming into 2024, which is a universal 8-year, and this year is loaded. It is power packed. This week coming up is just loaded. It's opening as we cross over a major threshold that is going to be loaded with support for you. So can you talk back to me and type in the chat today, I am divinely supported. You know that, but I want you to reaffirm that today. Come on, open up your mouth and say it. Type it on the comments. I am divinely supported. I am divinely supported. And when you see how you are so divinely supported, you will know that all is well, beloved. All is well. So with that being said, I want to talk today about one of the mandates that we had, which was creating timelines, right? We want to really create timelines. And so I was very consciously aware over the weekend as I was moving around in different atmospheres with different people. I was allowing myself to very much be consciously aware of the timelines people were plugged into. And it was very interesting to hear where people have their focus and have their attention. What is a timeline? A timeline is a fragment or fractal or a space of reality. And it is something that you can create for yourself, depending on what your focus, your intention, your conscious awareness is. You can create your own timeline. So as I was paying attention, I noticed that some people were fixated on a spirit of lack, fixated on what they don't have, how much they have, and how far it can go. Others were fixated on scarcity and lack in terms of believing that they're at a certain level and they can't get any higher. There were other people that were fixated on the political timeline and on the chaos and the confusion happening around the world. Somebody else was fixated on injustices and who's being treated unfairly and what's not happening right. It was just very interesting to see. And then there were a couple, as I was mentoring in my community, that they had their gaze fixed on being able to step fully into their God self and begin to manifest in a greater way what they're here for. So I want to give this to you today to let you know that you can create your own timeline. And I know you know this. I'm not telling you anything deep, but what I'm after here today is that I want to support you and staying focused on what it is that you're creating and where you're going, because the job of everything in your environment is to distract you, to keep you from that. So I was sharing in the Spiritual Success Life community that the three things we want to be conscious of as we crossed over and we're going forward. And as I said, I shared with them to be very vigilant this week, to be awake, because we're crossing over into a whole new dimension that is just loaded with all the good things that you're going to need to support you. But you have to have a conscious awareness of it. Can you talk back to me and say this? Write this in your notes if you're writing, beloved. Grand Rising, Lisa. Grand Rising, yes, I am divinely supported. Yes. Listen, beloved. You cannot manifest or create anything you don't have a conscious awareness of. I want you to write that in your notes. I cannot manifest beyond my conscious awareness. Why do you think that we were taught to pray? Well, we were taught to ask and petition, right? Because once you had a conscious awareness, once you had a knowing of what it is you wanted to see manifested or created, you had a conscious awareness of it. But now we want to take it a step further. Not only do you want to have a conscious awareness of it, you want to have a belief in it and a knowing of it. I'm going to say that again. Not only do we want you to be consciously aware, we want you to have a belief in it and a knowing of it. And you all have been with me, been traveling long enough to understand what all of that means, right? So this is why we were taught to petition. We were taught to ask. And that's why the gospel writer in sacred text says, ask. Watch this. Come and go with me, y'all. Y'all better come on and preach in here today. Ask, and it shall be given. We don't want to end up, with the writer that tells us that, when we ask, we're asking amiss, right? We're asking in vain because we're asking according to head knowledge when it says you're asking according to lust. We're talking about that vain imagination that comes from the head and not what's coming from the heart. And so sacred text declares, ask, and it shall be given. Seek, you shall find. Knock, and the door shall be open. And I love the way the Amplified writer says that text. It says to ask and keep on asking. In other words, when it says keep on asking, watch this, it means keep your spirit, your vibrational frequency, and your expectation there, right? Doesn't mean to just ask and keep on asking, keep on asking, keep on asking, like the universe, God's operating system, did not get the vibrational frequency. It didn't mean that God didn't hear you, if you prefer that language, right? It's saying that when you ask, You're asking with so much conviction that it is done when you ask that you're holding that vibrational frequency, and that keeps the signal going out into the cosmic realm, into the unseen realm, where the quantum particles begin to come together and form what it is you want to create. So we want to have our focus and our attention single in this season. I'm talking to somebody specific today. I don't want you to draw back. I don't want you to give up. I don't want you to turn around. I want somebody to write back to me and say, you know what? I'm staying focused. I'm staying focused. Ask and it shall be given. It didn't say maybe. It said it shall be. But now watch this. It's letting you know, beloved, what's already done. That's why in the old church they used to tell us, it's already done. Just believe that it's already done, because it truly is. I have already given you everything you need that pertains to life and godliness, says the sacred text, right? So when we think about how it's already given, and when it says ask and it shall be given, I want you to just breathe that in for a moment. Breathe that in. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and the door shall be open to you. It's saying all of that is already done. So what we want to do is grab a hold of that. And the more that you grab a hold of that, the more you start creating. Now, let me tell you this. What interferes with us creating a timeline is being consumed or distracted by what's already there in 3D. So as we were crossing over and transitioning, I want you to write this down. There are 3 things that we are activating. 3 things that we are activating, because the year 2002-3, which was a universal 7, was all about us bringing things to a closure, clearing things up, ending habits and cycles, right? So we cross over and transition, and some of us are still there. So I wanted to give these 3 words at the top of the year. While you have a lot of support, more than usual to support you, we want to deprogram. That means, right, you want to break down. I want you to go back in. Come on, because some of us slipped and slid and backslid right back into old programming. We want you to deprogram. Write that down. We want you to break down all the old programming, the negative programming that's all the way in the nervous system, in your cellular system, right? We want you to break all of that down and deprogram it. That is talking directly to the subconscious. And I'm going to tell you how we're going to do that, right? After you deprogram and you break it down, meaning I do not want to embrace this program. Some of you do not recognize that you are addicted to the pain, to the trauma, to the drama, to the lack, to the confusion. There is an addiction there, and you have a stake in it, even though you may be miserable. I want you to hear me. Misery loves company. That's not always someone else to agree with you. That could be you just agreeing with your trauma, right? And so we want to deprogram all the negative things, right? And then we want to decommission it. So the second phase is to decommission. And when you decommission something, you take it out of circulation. You retire it. It's no longer in operation. Watch this. No one can come in and request it, meaning this to you. There's nothing that you go through or experience going forward where you can reach back and pull that old program back up that says, woe is me. Nobody likes me. It's all happening to me. We're not pulling up those old programs of why it won't happen for me. Every time I get something good, it gets destroyed. It gets taken away from me. We're going to decommission that, meaning we can't even go back and get it because it's out of circulation. And once we decommission, we want to detox. Number 3. We want to detox. And how do you drive it completely out of your cellular system? How do you start getting your nerves to fire in a different way? And I heard it was Dr. Joe Dispenza that says, something, he said it more catchy than I could say it. But let's say things that fire together, wire together, meaning that when you get a hit, when you get triggered, and the impulses and the reaction from the nervous system that start releasing hormonal responses, right? Shifting your moods, it starts wiring together with neurons in the brains, creating a pathway where you will get stuck in a loop, right? So we want to detox. And the way that you start your mental, emotional, and spiritual detox is that you have to not fight the old programming, remember? Because you deprogrammed it. So there's nothing to fight. Come on, this is why I tell you all the time, this is not about staying in spiritual warfare. Because as long as you're in warfare, you're keeping the whole construct of what you're fighting and battling intact. No, we deprogrammed it, so we don't have anything to fight. We've decommissioned it. It's no longer in circulation. Now we're detoxing it. We're getting rid of it, right? Sending it to the junk pile, if you will, flushing it. And how you're going to detox, you're going to begin to put new things in. You're going to reprogram. You're going to reconstruct. You're going to recommission all the things that is working for your good. God, I thank you. All the things that the Almighty has already decreed and declared. Grand Rising, Darlene, thanks for joining us live. Carolyn, Dr. Carolyn, thanks for joining us live. Yes, you're going to start, this is how you're going to start reprogramming, reconstructing, recommissioning. I'm using the words because it's already been given. All things are already given, beloved. It's already yours. I've already given you everything that pertains to life and godliness, right? So it's already given. It's already yours. So we want to reconstruct the narrative that has already been decreed. Reconstruct the narrative. I give you power to tread on serpents, scorpions, all the work of the enemy. Nothing can hurt you. No weapon formed can prosper. Be fruitful and multiply. Replenish and subdue. Come on. All the things that's already been given, we want to reprogram. That's how you start detoxing. You don't want to be in warfare, always fighting and rebuking, because on a subconscious level, you are acknowledging that is there and is present. But come on, beloved, I'm going to say this, and I want y'all to talk back to me today, right? I want you to talk back to me. Listen, once you have taken the position, some have accepted the old negative programs as their normal. Absolutely, Reese. Absolutely. Right? Listen, beloved, I want you to put on your spiritual clothing, your spiritual persona, your spiritual self, your God self. I want you to allow it to ascend, right? And I want you to put on the posture, or take on the posture of, once I say it, once I decree it and declare it, it is already done. So we broke it down, we deprogrammed, we decommissioned, we're detoxing now. And how are we detoxing? We're putting in good. We're coming into divine alignment, what God has already decreed and declared, what he already said. Beloved, I shared, we were heavily into the prophetic over the weekend, right? And I feel a strong prophetic activation even now. And I'm telling you what's here, because there is such an alignment, right? It's just like, remember this, because we have been taught not to look at this, that that is something wrong with it, but it's nothing but the sciences that God have created. And we use that and bring that to enhance us, to support us. It's nothing but a tool, beloved. Stop being so scary, right? We're crossing over, just like, watch this. It's too much to get into. Because the Bible is a Bible of astrotheology. It's a Bible of God speaking and writing in the stars, but we were taught not to look at that, right? I'm not talking about, I don't even want to get into that. Let me just say it like this, beloved. Listen, everything is set up. This week particular is a powerful week as we are crossing and shifting over a major threshold. This whole year is vibrating with a frequency of power, authority, winning, success, victory, overcoming. But this is why I want you today creating your own timeline and reinforcing it. So it's just like when the Magi looked up in the heavens, and the heavens was declaring that the Savior or the deliverer was coming. Didn't y'all just celebrate that season? The Christmas season, right? So everything in the heavens is declaring that this is your season to come to a new level of living if you choose it. But you have to choose it, right? That's why sacred text declares, listen, I set before you blessing and curse. I set before you life and death, good and evil, right? Choose you this day. Which one you going to declare and decree over your life? That is the power that you have. I'm speaking to somebody right now, and I'm telling you, get up off the floor. Stop moaning and groaning. Stop whining and wailing. Is it painful? Yes, it is. But I want you to get up and start reprogramming, recommissioning the purpose that God has given to you, and reconstruct that thing. And let's go. And we want you to build yourself up on your most holy faith, right? Building yourself up, knowing that you know that you know that you know. This is my time. Beloved, listen, every year is an opportunity. Every day is an opportunity, because God has already given you everything you need for life and godliness. I want you to hear this, beloved, because we all make choices and we choose how much of God we're going to accept. I want you to sit with that for a minute. How much of God's will are you accepting in your life? Come on out of that religious thing. We're not being religious today. Only the will of God shall prevail. How much of that will are you going to allow to operate in your life? Watch this, hear me now. And allowing the will of God to operate in your life is not you being passive. It's not what you saying, thy will be done, and then you just sit back and do nothing. Allowing the will of God is going to require you to get up and move and take some action. Come on, I'm calling you up today, and I'm calling you out with the apostolic and prophetic voice. For those of you that can understand that, come on, I'm pointing the way. I'm pointing the way. Get up and let's go. Fully knowing. Now watch this, beloved. Whatever you are living, however you are living, you are the creator of it. Because God has already given. I keep coming back to that. So that's going to be the word for today. And I believe Peter said that, right? Listen, I've already given you everything that you need. It is my pleasure to give you the kingdom. What is the kingdom? It is the dwelling place of the king. Where is the kingdom? Within you. It's in your spirit. It's in your heart. It is the deep expansiveness that is within. Is already there. Every attribute, characteristic of God is already there. So every year is a year, but listen, There are doors, there are windows, right? There are thresholds of opportunities and support. And this year, 2024, Universal 8 year, my personal number this year is 8. So I'm working with the double 8s this year. Come on, beloved, let's do what we are here to do. And let's do what is necessary. Because I said this to you, and you've heard me say this over and over again, because I watch for this. I listen for it. I hear it. Like I would tell you guys in the school of the prophets, I would tell you, right? Look to see, listen to hear, sense to feel. If you're going to create a new timeline, you're going to deprogram, you're going to decommission and detox. You're going to start reprogramming, recommissioning, and reconstructing all that God has already said. I want you standing so firm this year. I want to help you. I want to support you. And I'm going to be doing this just for the rest of this month. 2 things that we're doing. We're asking you to sow that $88, $89, $98 seed wherever you want to land, because we're working with the 8s this year, because we want to hold that vibration. We just want you sowing into transformation. 88. 89, 98. You choose what feels good to you, what feels comfortable to you. Come on and sow that seed. And these are the different ways that you can sow, right? I don't want that one. I want the other one. The different ways that you can sow so that you can come in and join in us as we, yes, that's the one I want, as we come into this dimension of transformation. Those are all the different ways that you can reach us, all the different ways that you can sow. 88, 89, 98, right? Working with the number 8. This is the time of year when I do this. I do it at the head of the year in September, October. I do it at the first of the year, January. And because that's not what we do here. I'm just not here asking for seed sowing, although it's a good thing to do. Yes, I'm doing this myself. So come on and join with us. Sow that seed, 88, 89, 98. All of that brings us to the number 8. I'm working with double 8s this year because I want to hold the vibrational frequency of that. All right. And then we want to ask you to come on and join us as we continue on our journey in the spiritual success community. And this is I'm just going to be able to do that this month. And then we are taking off and we're running. So there's a spiritual success life community. We are enrolling. We are enrolling now. So come on, beloved, gear up, come and join with us. If you want more information, there's the URL. Go look at that. Come join us. SSLers, I'm asking everybody, all the SSLers, to come live tomorrow. I know everybody can't always come live, but there's some things that I want to lay down and I want to share. 12 noon Eastern time tomorrow. I already sent the email out. You should have got it with the new link for 2024. I'm telling you, this year is going to be loaded. It's going to be power-packed. And I'm looking to capitalize on all that I know is available for us, right? So we're so thankful and grateful that we are here. Share this with somebody. Let them know the Spiritual Success TV is live, all right? And that they can watch this again. All right, beloved. So that's it for today. Have a blessed, wonderful, and amazing rest of your day. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. birthday tomorrow. For those of you that are celebrating that and the major things that are shifting in the cosmos, we are so happy and we are ready. I'm going to talk in detail about that in class tomorrow. All right, lovelies. Bye-bye.